for my part, I would like to be focused on the report part. So use the group 5's report as an example, show you how to compose a acceptable report in business. So firstly, let's look at the report from group 5. I'm not sure if everyone can find group 5's report. Hello? 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 So I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
don't
everyone...
worry, I will share it.
Okay, yeah, right. So,
and host, could you please cancel your sharing screen? Then I can share the report of group 5.
I don't have any shared screen.
I mean the host.
Okay.
My apologies. Do you guys need to share screen?
Can you see that? Is that this one, the group 5 report?
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the structure of the report from group 5. Firstly, they provide an introduction, then a background material, then data, then modeling and the result. So in my point of view, so the first two parts, or even the first 3 parts, should be combined together. As for the first section of the report, should introduce something that need to present to the stakeholders. Firstly is the background. So why we need to do this? What is the background of this project or work? And then the significance of this work. So why you want to do that? Why you want me spend so much time to do this? What is the significance? Maybe you don't, maybe your manager, even your stakeholder, don't know the significance of this work. You need, as a data analyst or a data scientist, you need to find out. Let's take a look at the introduction part here. So I think here, for the first section, it looks like an abstract. I think it's good to put an abstract here, but maybe within the abstract, you need to briefly find out what you have done in this report, but I cannot find out the result of their work, right? So maybe you can say telco is a telecommunication company, something, blah, blah, blah. Then see what kind of problems they met in their business, then what kind of methodologies we use to try to, to resolve this problem, then what is the result? You don't need to put a component of your the components of this report in abstract section. So the next part is the background. So I can say it is the introduction, but from the background material part, I could not find out so why they want to do this. You know, maybe I know nothing about this project, but to be a good report, it should present to the readers a very brief view that when we read the introduction part, we will know what we are going to do in this project. I think here maybe you need to be careful about present what is this work and what is the significance of this work. So why is it important? Then next part is what kind of what what are the possible methodologies or models that can solve this problem. Why? Then you can put the components part into the introduction. Say finally, so say yes, finally the report is composed of the first introduction, then the data, or next part is the model, then we compare the results, and then conclusion of future works. Right. Okay. This is the introduction part. The next part is the data part. So I think it's very good for you, like a student, to put the data part here. So maybe your lack of knowledge for the data analysis in this part, but I think it is a very good section here to show us what is the distribution of the data, what it looks like. So I think maybe other teams can learn from Group 5. Then the next part is modeling. You can present all the supposed models here, but you need to give all the pros and cons at this section. I can find in this report that Group 5 tried to do this part, tried to present all the pros and cons for the listed models, but I don't think they did a very good investigation for this result, for these models. So maybe can I ask a question to Group 5? So could you please show me if logistic regression is linear or nonlinear? And how you use the real logistic regression to do a multi-label classification. Yeah, so for the modeling part, it is not a redundant part. So maybe everyone knows the logistic regression is a very commonly used method in classification. Everyone knows this. You can get the paragraph from the wiki, right? But why we need this? What we need is the pros and cons. You need to compare these listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 models, then compare them, find out why you want this, and then give the appropriate metrics for the measurement, for the goodness of measure. So it's not simply list, okay, I used these models and get the result. So we need to be focused on, we need to be very careful about the methodology. I think this is more important than coding or wording part as a data analyst. Yeah, so it should be logical. All the work should be logical. Right. So here, so I can give you, I think here I can give you some advice for this part. Maybe you can find some baseline models, like here, like logistic regression, or even decision tree. Then you present or you propose your suggested model. Then you can give the advantages of your model compared to the other baselines. That is the fit. So by using a table, several columns. One column is pros, one column is cons. So that would be very brief and precise. following the modeling part, the next part should be the result analysis part. But from result analysis part, I cannot find any figures and matrix illumination here. I think for the result part, the first important thing, the most important thing here is to list the metrics you use or you are going to use in the experiments, and then answer the question why. Why you want implement such metrics? So why the confusion matrix is is good enough to evaluate the performance of the models here, or why you don't want to use the KD, the KD or the Gini? Right. So that's my question. I will ask this. And here is out of sample result. Did you do any in-sample test here, like to compare the likelihood, log likelihood? Right. So the last part, conclusion and discussion. I think Robert just mentioned much about this part. I think he did a very good job here. So to be honest, I find maybe some fundamental errors made from group 5. So I don't think the conclusion and discussion here is quite important for me at this time, as I find that the methodology might be wrong. So as if I'm a manager of this project, I would say so. It's not, the conclusion is not reliable. But I think the structure made by group 5 here for the conclusion and discussion is good. But you may list some possible drawbacks or future works here if you can. Yeah, so that is my suggestion for this part. And so to the host, so could you, I'm not sure if you could help me pass the microphone to group 5, see if they can answer my questions. As I asked the question about logistic regression, I think that would be helpful for them. Hello?
Yeah. So what do you need again?
Yeah, so could you please help me pass the microphone to group 5? Yeah, to be honest, I would like to discuss with some others with them. I think maybe they can do a better job here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is anyone from group 5 present here? Anyone from group 5? Danny, I think Danny. Oh, Danny left. Sorry, I think group 5 is not here.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, right. So I think I reviewed all the reports from group 3, group 5, and group 3, group 4, and group 5. So I find they have such common items need to be improved here. So that's why I just used the group 5's report as an example to show you how to present a good business report. Yep. So I'm not sure if that's helpful. I thought maybe some group 5 members are here. I can give some detailed suggestion for the model part. But unfortunately, they're not here.
Oh, sorry. They say
It's
group
okay.
5 will be here in 1 minute.
Okay, it's fine.
Maybe just wait for a
It's okay,
few
yeah.
moments. Yeah. If you have any other things want to talk, you can talk first, and then just
No,
wait for them.
yeah, I think I just finished all my presentation part here.
Yeah,
But
cool.
all the other remains are some details about this report. So yeah, maybe helpful for group 5, but I think it's not necessary for the members from the other groups. Or I think if they are not here this time, so maybe we can get the Q&A at first.
They are
and
coming.
when they okay.
Hi, Danny. Danny, hi. Danny's from group 5, so would you like to ask any questions?
Hello.
Hi, Danny. So yeah. So I think I just used the report from your team as an example to show them how to present a good business data analysis report. So,
Okay.
yeah, right. So I'm not sure if that would be helpful for you, but from the modeling part, I may give you some suggestions for this part. So that's why I asked the host to give their microphone to you. See, yeah, if I will give you some questions here. So firstly, you mentioned about the logistic regression is a nonlinear regression here. So why you use the word nonlinear here?
So for the logistic regression, okay, so for the logistic regression part, that is actually not the part I'm doing. So the conclusion, I didn't draw that conclusion from it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing I may show you is to say if a model is linear or nonlinear, is not see the output function. As you may see, the classification function for this one is log here. So you may say it's nonlinear, but the logistic regression is still based on the linear regression. It just use the it just use a log function to get the classification.
Yeah.
So that's why it is still a linear regression. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the first issue. Secondly, so you mentioned about the this model can put the samples into binary classification and multi-class regression models. So I think here for the pure logistic regression, it's based on the ballooning distribution. So you cannot put it into a multi-class regression model. It's just a 0-1, right?
It's the okay.
Yeah, right. That's another issue. So, by doing the multi-class regression models, you may use a softmax rather than logistic.
Okay.
It's called softmax. It's not logistic.
Okay.
Then, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I just mentioned to the other students here, so I say for modeling part, it's not simply present what are the models we used here. What's the name? What everyone knows the logistic regression, the random forest, support vector machine. But why we used this? Why we are not use pure neural networks or the deep neural networks or other classifiers, right, or decision tree? Can you please answer why you don't implement the decision tree here?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the issue, and that's the question your manager, your future manager may ask. So I think
Okay.
right. I think here you don't need to present the names and or some general information or fundamental background of the models. What you need to do is present the pros and cons here, like the
Okay.
advantages, disadvantages, compare the methodologies you implemented in the project. Right, that's the thing you need to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, okay. So could you please show me which part? Which part is from you?
The random forest part.
Okay, the random forest part. And could you please show me the difference between a random forest part and boosting and the boosting decision tree here?
Boosting decision tree. Okay. So like I'm more familiar.
Yes, the reason why I ask you this question is you use the ADA boost, XD boost, and the random forest here. So these three models are all based on the decision tree model.
Yeah.
But it did not give the difference between these three. I cannot find out why you just listed these three. But XG boost is it's just a kind of boosting decision tree, right? So why
Yeah.
you use XG boost rather than the two boosting tree? What's the difference between XG boost library? It is just a library. It's not XG boost is not a model here.
So okay. So that is to say that XG boost is not that really necessary when we already list out two boosting methods. Is that, am I right?
No, I think XG boost is a very commonly used package now recently, but
Okay.
it is still a boosting tree. Then
Okay.
it is not a specific model. So it is a boosting tree, but for the boosting, so the boosting approach is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why they can get a very good performance for many business scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but I think you may need to be very careful about the random forest and the boosting tree here.
Mm-hmm.
If I find here you listed random forest and the boosting tree, so I would say what's the difference here? So what is the advantage by using a forest rather than a tree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I asked you this question.
All right. So because we thought about when we are using the AWS method, that is just basically adjusting the distribution of different X. No, yes, just like doing different rounds of boosting, and they adjust some of the weight of those X. So that is why we want to put all the methods on to see the differences between it. This is what we thought.
Okay. But I think maybe I'm not sure if you can answer me. So the difference between all the advantages and disadvantages between the random forest and the boosting trees.
Okay.
You mentioned about the random forest is implemented by you.
This station is North Stratton.
So, hello?
Yep. I'm here.
Okay. Oh, so is that a question for me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, right. I think, yeah, I just give the question to you. You may think about it later. Yeah, I don't want you to answer this immediately. I think it's not fair for you to, yeah, to finish the investigation in such a short time.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe you can do some further investigation about my question. I think
Okay.
that would be good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think I finished it all my part. Maybe we can get into the Q&A.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for Group 5. And if you have any further questions you would like to ask, please do so in the Q&A session. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. Q&A session. Cool. Does anyone have any questions? You can ask either three of our professionals if you have any doubt. Oh, four professionals. My apologies. You can ask maybe career advice if you're interested. If you're looking to becoming a data scientist or maybe data analysis. Well, or maybe the project itself.
Hello, this is Cayman from Group 4. I got a question on behalf of my teammate.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a question on behalf of Gary because he's not here. He want to know, like, as for a student from accounting and finance background, how can they improve programming and coding skill in a short time?
Oh, let me unmute all the professionals so they can answer your questions. So
Yep, thanks.
we have Frank. We have Tim. Okay.
Yeah, so is that the question is more around how a finance background, coming from finance background and goes into data science area?
Yeah, pretty much similar.
Yeah, like say it's I think it's probably a bit similar to my background. I got into the data science partly by like say I'm actually really interested in the quantitative analytics side of things. The other side is also by a bit of luck and yeah, like say in general, if you just now is looking for a job like as data scientist as a title, normally they will require some kind of master degree or like say PhD degrees in terms of to show that you have the education qualifications on like say to deal with large amount of data, like say build your hypothesis of the problems and collecting the data and doing research and arrive some conclusion yourself. Like say I know it is hard, like say, unless you already have some sort of experience, normally like say especially if you look for jobs in a big company, this is something they're looking for. Like say as a like say the if you're coming from the pure finance background, like say maybe it's not just go like say compete with other PhDs in this area. My advice would be of to leverage your industry knowledge within certain areas and try to do like some more around data analytics work in that industry or in that areas, like say the and to actually quickly boost out your skill sets. I guess like say for finance and accounting background students, probably majority of their work and their experience is around Excel, but there's a limitation around Excel in terms of amount of data and ability to a capacity to deal with large amounts of data analytics. So a good idea is learning some like programming language like Python, like us. You guys already done that. I think that's already is a good step in terms of getting your ways towards where you want to be. But again, like say to learning this programming language, my ideas and my experience tell me that the best way to do it is just by like solving some real life problem, which is all the why we actually, I guess, have this data analytics competition in the first place, rather than just like learning some online tutorials, like says, because what I find is that most of the time you learn this online tutorial, you kind of say, okay, that all makes sense. But then later on, when there's actually a problem and you try, people ask you to solve that problem with this like either programming language or some package you learn, sometimes it's just hard to actually get started. So this is a good way to by actually learning this thing just by solving some real life problems. I don't think there's actually shortcut actually to really like say the boost it, rather than you just have to do lots of learnings. There's a way to learn it smartly, like say rather than reading all the books out there to like watching all the YouTube videos out there. Just like say doing that, I guess, more smartly in terms of allocating your time and resource. It's just like learning any other like things in the universities. Yeah, so basically keep doing the real life problems and I would recommend try to avoid compete directly with those PhDs within the data scientist role, rather than the more of a leverage your industry skill set and try to be the expert within certain areas. Yeah, because data science can be quite broad. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
I think we have some questions from the chat. This question is from Abram, I think. In the real industry, do you guys do more than 5 models in model building and choose the best one? And how to choose the best one, I think.
Maybe I will answer this question.
Okay.
Okay. So 5 models, I would say it's not that crazy. Sometimes we build like 30 models or some or more. Yeah. Well, how to choose the best model? We use different metrics. For example, we have RMSE, MAE, Gini, and also average actual minus average predicted. And sometimes you can't really find a model that outperforming all the 3 metrics. And sometimes you have to do some balance. For example, if you have a differentiation across the full range of the data set, then you probably have a bigger bias. I mean, if you measure the difference between the average actual minus the average predicted, probably is very big. Yeah. So it's really a trade-off. Yeah. No definitely clear-cut answer.
Yeah, it looks like we have a number of questions in the chat. May
Okay, question like how relevant is Java, C++, and C# to data science? Well, that depends on your industry, really. For example, if you are in the industry of high frequency trading, then you probably should know some C, because C is really, really fast. And if you are doing high frequency trading, speed is the key. Yeah. And if you are interested to jump into the industry of AI, or for example, Hyper-Anna, then probably you should know some Python, Scala, yeah, things like that. That really depends on the industry. And also it depends on the company you're interested in. For example, my first company, Allianz, only uses SAS as the major data manipulation language. And when I joined IAG, we seldomly use SAS. Basically, R rules all. Yeah. But I think my idea is that it's good that you are from a computer science degree background, and that gives you a deeper understanding of how the programming language is structured and what is the best way, or some philosophy of coding. Yeah, that's the key. And the most important thing is that you should be very fast to learn new language, because you can't guarantee that the next company you join uses the same language of your current company. For data scientists, is there any certificates that is worth to spend time on it? I think for data scientists, certificates don't mean anything. The most important thing is that you should have the end-to-end ability, like from understanding the needs and the limitations to model building and productionize everything, and then all the way to presentation. Yeah, I think that's the most important characteristics for a super good data scientist. Certificates don't really matter. Okay, no worries. Well, I have no idea of SPSS. Maybe Frank, Danny, team, do you have any idea of SPSS?
Yeah, I think so for SPSS, it's more likely a product side work rather than a data scientist side work. So I don't think it's very useful for learning SPSS as a data scientist. Yeah.
Thank you. So I guess we don't have any more questions. Okay. If not, we can move on then. I think this is the last part. Yeah, the award ceremony. Okay, so last but not least, finally, we're gonna reveal all your grades. Before I start, the final grade, it's we take every of our 4 professionals, so their scores, and then we take average of it. So, but I think that your effort has been amazing so far, and everybody is a winner. So don't worry about come first or losing, because it's all about participation, right? That's all it matters. Okay, so first part, I think it's about the coding, and let's see. Okay. All right. So myself is from group 3. Obviously, I wanna see group 3 do good. But I'm okay with this one. Looks like group 4, it's doing great. Group 5, although it's not too bad, but let's look at the report. Wow. Okay. It looks like group 4 is leading. It's leading, and group 3 comes so close. Although group 5 is somewhat weak in the code, but it's doing really good in the report. But that's not all, guys. Did you forget we had the quick quiz session, which gonna give you bonus mark towards the final mark. So here we go. Yeah, that's a quiz. All right. Oh, oops. So I don't see any quiz mark for group 5. That's unfortunate. So here you go. That's the final grade. Congratulations, group 4, you came first. And group 3 comes second. Group 5 comes third. Okay, so. Congratulations. I hope you guys had fun and maybe learned a thing or two. So for all the participants, we will have a referral letter and also a participation certificate. We will be sending that to your email, to your registered email. And group 4, as they are the winner, they will get a $200 cash prize. So I think your group coordinator is going to get in contact with you regarding how you want to receive this prize. Okay, so really thank you guys for your patience. Here's our contact info. You may take a screenshot of this and see more information about us on our Facebook page. We have other branches across Australia, so USW, UCID, UTS, Melbourne University. So finally, thank you guys for coming. And thank you, Robert, Frank, Danny, and Tim. Thank you all for coming, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.